Rolling Blackouts, Coastal Fever, Endless Rooms, album review. Let's chat about it. Hey guys, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this latest album from Rolling Blackouts, Coastal Fever. These guys are a Melbourne-based indie rock group who, a couple of years ago, became one of my modern faves. Now, they really caught me off guard with their early recordings. They really did. I mean, this is a time where I thought that this sort of very breezy, very jangly indie rock was just out of ideas and out of touch. But then I thought that their debut album, their mini album, Talk Tight, was just nothing short of a feel-good, upbeat, breezy, and well-written indie rock record. It was far from anything new or wildly creative in indie rock, but it was done so well, it was performed passionately, it was ultra catchy. And their follow-up, the French Press EP, I named it my favorite EP of the year. And I still stand by it. It's a fantastic EP. And around that time, I started to really hope and pray that it would translate well to a full-length album, which I thought it did with Hope Downs. I mean, once again, it wasn't really, anything groundbreaking in indie rock, but the singles were fantastic. It was passionately performed, super catchy, great guitar work. Now, my main takeaway from Hope Downs was this sound works at the time, but they needed to do something different moving forward in the future, which when it came to their last album, Sideways to New Italy, I think it caught up to them. There were some fun moments, some genuinely okay tunes, but overall, I felt like the band had hit a wall. It was the first time that the band's sound was kind of waning on me, not to mention when this album was rough, it was really rough. More than ever, I felt like the band had needed to just shift things a little, try a little something new. And the singles leading up to this album, I didn't know what to make of them. I really needed to hear them in the full-length album. But for the most part, this album is them getting their head straight. Tidal River, early on the album, it's a great single, fantastically performed. I think it's the best track here. This is, at the end of the day, where I want to hear these guys. Big riffs, jangly guitars, a huge hook, and just feel-good vibes. It's such an easy formula, but when they are on it, they are on it. And this is one of the best singles they've put out since Hope Downs. I mean, obviously, the sound works for them. One track in like this, and I am fully back in their control. The way it Shatters is really good, too. If you're a fan of their early work, you'll probably like this. It's upbeat, it's got some airy melodies, passionate hooks. There's nothing wrong with any of that, either. When they are on, they are still the masters of this sound. Ironically, it's not their sound that's the problem. I think they just need to get their head on straight. I have a lot of the same thoughts on My Echo. Love this riff. They are so good at putting together a crunchy, just really memorable riff. It's so sunny, too. It feels so full of life. The production's really great, too. And the final minute here, which is just constant guitar soloing, another big chorus after another. I can't be the only one that loves this. Blue Eye Lake, though, is a really nice change of pace. I love the production on this track. It's a little heavier. It just mixes things up just a little bit. This is how you bring in a hazier atmosphere into the world of Rolling Blackouts, Coastal Fever, and make it work. We're going to get more into that in a bit. It's got a really great hook as well. As far as like a deep cut here goes, I think it's my favorite one. It's just so punchy and likable, and it's got almost a sort of groove to it as well in a weird way. It's odd, but it does work. But this is far from a complete return to form, because there are some missteps here. Pearl Like You as an intro, it's an oddly placed instrumental intro. I wanted something fresh and new leading into this album. This is most certainly not what I was looking for. We also get tracks like Caught Low, and they do a whole lot of nothing for me. This is a much dreamier, much more laid-back sound, and you know what? I could see a world where that works for the band, but this is not the way to go. This is really rough. It sounds like they didn't even want to record this. The passion that the band brings on most of this album is just nowhere to be found. The chorus just seems so forced, too, which is just not fun. And I'm going to be honest, some of the dreamy guitar licks are actually right up my alley. I actually kind of like it a lot. But as a whole, this is a miss. Dive Deep is not much better. What is going on here? They are certainly diving deep, but have dove way too deep. And I'm going to sound like a broken record here. That wailing guitar in the background, once again, that's money. I actually really love that. Everything else, though, is really, really, really rough. I mean, some of these vocals are just so emotionless. These aren't dreamy vocals. These aren't, spacey or hazy or anything like that. They're bored. And the harmonies here, what happened? Open Your Window just kind of sucks. This sounds like the worst Real Estate track you've ever heard. The breezy atmosphere is certainly nice, but the passion is just not there. It's one of the shortest tracks here, but I remember nothing about it. Now, I will say this. Overall, going into this album, my hopes were pretty low, but overall, I'm happy with a lot of this album. Saw You at the Eastern Beach? It's a really great track. It is amazing what refocusing can really do. This is home for me. It's upbeat, it's airy, it's jangly, it's so catchy. I love the strummed riff, the breezy vocals. This is all really good. This here is just get on the open road and put the windows down, turn this up, and take a drive music. And that is not a slight. That is just what this is. And I love how just sonic and hypnotic this track comes off as at times. It's really easy to get lost in. Vanishing Dots is really good too. I love the commanding performances we get here. And this sort of oddly intense groove that's almost post-punk sounding. I'm not crazy. I mean, these guys are clearly lost in a forgotten time of indie rock, but honestly, it tugs at all the right heartstrings, and this is just feel good, man. But then, just like right before I just think that this album ends on a really great note, we get the title track, and it's really, really rough. This is a tragic, slow-paced track with some bluesy vibes to it, which on paper sounds pretty cool. But there's just no passion to show for it at the end of the day. And to piss me off even more, we get this little tambourine in the background making me think that this track's going to pick up at any moment. It just doesn't. It just fizzles out. Thankfully, Bounce Off the Bottom is much more my speed and a really solid finale. It's nothing mind-blowing. It's nothing we haven't heard here, but it's nice. It's just what I needed. You know what? The whimsical sort of synths that we get on this track are really nice too. It's a very fitting end to this album. This album is nothing wildly new or creative or anything groundbreaking in indie rock right now. What you're going to get here is one of the more promising acts in the genre right now, refocusing, getting their heads on straight, and coming out with some of their better tracks in the last couple of years. And no, it's not perfect, because some of the dreamier vibes on this album are tough to sit through, but if you're looking for an indie rock album that is passionately performed, super catchy, super feel-good, super breezy, give this a shot. There's a lot of this album that's very good, even if it's not perfect. I'm feeling a decent 7 on this album, but let me know what you guys think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, guys.